Welcome back, my legends, and today I'm going to explain the lore behind Wattson's heirloom. Now, for those of you who don't know, every heirloom has some kind of connection towards each legend, but most people don't know that there's three kind of categories. The first category is what I call the direct connection heirloom. Basically, these heirlooms are given to the legends from somebody that they know personally, or they just met that it's going to have a big impact in the story. For example, Wraith, she got her kunai from Voidwalker, which is pretty much her from another dimension, which I'm guessing her kunai, it's a hint towards Wraith's past and a way to help her on her journey to find out who she really was. Another example of this would be the Ravenspite heirloom, which originally belonged to Bloodhound's uncle Arthur, which Arthur passed down the heirloom down to Bloodhound, hoping they'll be the first person to use the old ways in the new ways by using technology to take down the Goliath, which Bloodhound was able to do thanks to the encouragement of Arthur. And the last direct connect heirloom that we know so far will be Gibby's heirloom, the Battle Club, which was made by Gibby's boyfriend Nick, which was customly made for Gibraltar. So the next type of heirlooms is what I call the influence heirlooms. Now, these heirlooms are technically not given to the legends directly, but they were kind of influenced by something. For example, Pathfinder's boxing gloves were influenced by Maldera because he was a boxer, even though Maldera was not the one that created the boxing gloves that Pathfinder uses now as his heirloom. It was influenced by him because Pathfinder learned how to box because of him, and he was the one to show Pathfinder that there was something special about him and start his journey to look for his creators. Another example of this would be Lifeline's drumsticks, which is kind of influenced by her being in a band of Liar Liars, and also Cossack's heirloom, which is influenced by Cossack doing this famous prison break in his home world. We don't know the exact details, but it's kind of clear that he did use that hammer to help somebody escape from prison. Now, the last type of heirloom I like to call it the fake heirloom, because it's not really the heirloom that we get that makes it special, but the things that are attached to the heirloom or the influence of the heirloom that makes it special. For example, Bangalore's data knife. Bangalore's data knife she got from a pilot that she beat, but that's not what makes it special. What makes it special for her is the bottle caps. The bottle caps are basically a Williams tradition that when somebody goes out to service, they have this big party, and by the end of that party, they take one final beer and use the bottle caps from the last final beer to make a wristband for the person that's leaving. So for Bangalore, the bottle caps on her heirloom mean more to her than the actual heirloom itself, because those bottle caps were the last thing touched by her family. And I'll go more into detail in another video, but now I want to talk about Wattson's heirloom. You see, Wattson's heirloom is very special because it's really all three. There is a direct connection, it's also influence, and it's also a fake heirloom. So let's start with the direct connection. Now, the direct connection towards Wattson's heirloom, it's basically the scanner itself. You see, it's called a telemetry receiver module. Now, it's very clear that Wattson made this herself. It's her own invention, just like the heat shields. And this is very important because Wattson comes from a long line of scientists. Her grandpa, Emile Paquette, was a world-renowned chemist on gridiron. Her grandma, Emily Paquette, was known as a geologist and known as the mother of minerals. Luc Paquette, her dad, was an engineer that built the games with the help of Marvin units. And so the direct connection here towards Wattson's heirloom is that she was able to build this because she comes from a long legacy of scientists and engineers that are able to do great things. So it's no surprising she was able to build something like this. Now, what is the heirloom influence? Well, you see, they're doing a bit of research. The simplest explanation to describe this scanner is that it's basically used to measure things. For example, in real life, they use telemetry for military, for healthcare, for communication, but one of the things I found very interesting is that they also use it for meteorology. Now, meteorology is the study of atmosphere phenomenons, also known as forecasting the weather. And just like that, it all makes sense now. The reason why Wattson got this scanner and not some kind of electric weapon like everybody wanted to is because this scanner pays homage to Wattson's family legacy of coming from scientists and showing that Wattson is one of those brilliant scientists by being able to create such a device, and probably hinting in the future that Wattson is going to be able to predict this major hurricane or storm coming to Storm Point, because this thing will be able to detect like high readings, probably help Crypto find whatever he's also looking for. But also, the reason why I call it a fake heirloom is because I don't think this is really that special to Wattson. You see, when you're trying to expect the heirloom, she does this special animation when you see a big Nessie. Now, this thing got me thinking, could this be the Nessie that Wattson's mom left for her when she was a kid? Because for those of you who don't know, Wattson's mom died when she was a baby and she doesn't have any memories of her, but she does have one thing thing. She said that her mom left her behind one Nessie that she made just for Wattson, the original Nessie. Now, I know it's not confirmed canon, but I like to believe that this big Nessie right here that she hugs extra hard is the original Nessie that her mom left behind. And this really is Wattson's real heirloom. So yeah, my legends, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.